Part of the celebration here of Miracle League weekend. The Mets and the Pirates conclude this series with the Pirates giving themselves a chance to win the series here today. And on every Sunday, the kids taking the field and the Miracle Leaguers also taking the field here as well. Part of the pregame ceremonies. Let's join on-field host Joe Klimchak here at PNC Park.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sundays are kids' days here at PNC Park. And right now it's time to introduce today's #1 Cochrane kids starting lineup. All of our kids representing the Miracle League. Let's do it. Pitching from the Miracle League of the Ohio Valley, 8-year-old Landon Kowalski. Catching from the Miracle League of Minnesota in Florida, 13-year-old Lucas Hack. At first base from the Miracle League of Blair County, 13-year-old Connor Smith. At second base from the Miracle League of Southwestern Pennsylvania in Cranberry, 14-year-old Jordan Sherry. At shortstop from the Miracle League of Indiana County, 14-year-old Gerald Overbeck. At third base from the Miracle League of the South Hills, 11-year-old Danny Shanholzer. In left field from the Miracle League of Western Pennsylvania in Murraysville, 9-year-old Logan Kazmarski. In center field from the DuBois Challenger League, 10-year-old Will Cuba. In right field from the Miracle League of Morgantown, 12-year-old Anthony Fabiano. And fans, here's your #1 Cochrane manager of the game from the Miracle League of Moon Township, 3-year-old Luke McGulick.
Hey. How you doing? Who's that? Yeah, you know who that is.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are joined in the field by a group of young athletes from far and wide. They are all huge Pirates fans. They are in love with playing baseball and softball. They're part of the Miracle League, and they all play on fields that Pirates Charities has helped to build or maintain over the last 10 years. This weekend-long celebration for the 10th anniversary of Pirates Charities' involvement with the Miracle League has been a whirlwind of memories and experiences for these young athletes here with us on the field and for thousands like them. And it couldn't have been the success it was without you, our fans. You responded enthusiastically when we asked you to help us continue the Pirates Charities mission of providing safe and brand new fields on which these kids play. Yes, you bought 50-50 tickets all weekend. You made donations in person at the Miracle League All-Star Game in Cranberry and bought backpacks through the televised fundraiser on AT&T Sportsnet yesterday. And today, to celebrate, we are joined on the field by AT&T Sportsnet Senior Vice President and General Manager Sean McClintock, Pirates Chairman Bob Nutting, representatives from the Miracle League fields that Pirates Charities has supported over the years, and 46 Miracle League athletes and their buddies to find out just how generous you all were. So without further ado, let's find out how much you all raised in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see it. Let's show it. Whoa, my! Ho-ho! Wow! $704,826. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you on behalf of Pirates Charities, AT&T Sportsnet, all of these kids, and for every child and adult that takes part in Miracle Leagues in our community. We thank you so much. Enjoy the game, everybody.
And what a wonderful ceremony here at PNC Park before the game. And I think Joe said it best, recognizing all the fundraisers. That's you, helping to benefit these great programs, the 10 Miracle Leagues in and around our area and back in around the Pirates Spring Training Home near Bradenton, Florida. And these are great kids. These are great families. And the friends, the buddies that are made, the volunteers at Miracle Leagues too, a great experience for everybody. Remember playing baseball, you know, being able to have an ice cream after you win, you lose, the excitement of it. You know, everybody can do this now.
And you were right, though. You know, when you were talking about some of Joe's remarks down there, it's the volunteers that really, you know, mean so much. You know, they make it happen more than anybody else. I mean, yeah, you have to have the field, you have to have a lot of things in place, the facilities, but the volunteers that go out and and really spend the time out there and help these kids. I mean, that's where it's really all at. And it was just fantastic to see this response yesterday by everybody, and over $700,000. That's just amazing.
Yeah, this is in Cranberry last night at the Miracle League All-Star Game. So part of the weekend of the Miracle League all throughout our area. And Robbie Innsmikowski was there last night.
Yeah, certainly it was. It was the last 2 nights. So Friday night was the registration. Last night was the Miracle League All-Star Game at Grant Park in Cranberry. Michael McHenry and I had a chance to be there and be a part of it. 32-32, the final score. The kids had a fantastic time. But the biggest thing is seeing the parents. I honestly can't count, Joe and Bob, how many times a parent came up and thanked us for coming there. And we said, hey, thank you for having us to have the ability to put this stuff on television, to make your kid the focus for once. We did, as you saw during the broadcast last night, we televised the national anthem, the introductions, everything was if it was a big league all-star game. The kids checked in at Fun for All Friday night at Cranberry, had their pictures taken as if they were all-stars, in their all-star jerseys, if they were big league all-stars, I should say. They're Miracle League all-stars, and the fun never ended. This morning, the families came here, they had a picnic out in center field. They'll be here in attendance at the ball game. We're going to talk to Bill Cuba today, who's also involved with the Miracle League. We'll talk to him early on in the ball game and just really discuss what the impact of those donations had in giving these kids the ability to play the game of baseball. It really was a memorable weekend.
No, that's wonderful, Robbie, and it's still going with all the kids out here on the field before the game. There are a lot of kids, of course, attending the game here and their families as well. And today, still can purchase the backpacks that help benefit Miracle Leagues in our area. Pirates.com/PCN. And these are some of the items that you get in those backpacks. And of course, the donations go to Pirates Charities, which has continued to either build and maintain all these programs in our area. And just about everybody has a Miracle League field in their area now because of the Miracle League program, and a large part due to Pirates Charities and what they've been able to do. Brandon Wingard delivering the lineup card, part of Kids Day and part of Miracle Leaguers being part of the Kids Day here. Wow, imagine being right at home plate right before the game and getting a chance to meet your favorite players. And these Miracle Leaguers, they inspire us all. 10 years now of Miracle League baseball.
I think it's really cool that they've kind of made this like the Major League All-Star Game for these kids, where it's like a 3-day celebration. You know, the really draw it out, go into the fun for all the day before. I mean, that's just phenomenal. And then to be on this big league field, to be at home plate, I mean, that really caps off the weekend.
Yeah, it's a national program, and I started to follow it when I was in Milwaukee. But here in Western PA, West Virginia, and in Manasota area of Florida, this is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, groups of Miracle League fields, the greatest concentration. There have been thousands of kids and their families. I always think about the families and the friends, too, of these kids that all are affected by being able to just play together. Their brothers and sisters get to all play together at different times, the different playgrounds there are, next to the fields and things. It's such a cool program, and the Pirates Charities. And your donations, you're buying the backpacks to help benefit these programs.
Yeah, that's in Cranberry, for instance, it's a sporting complex out there that, you're right, brothers and sisters might be, playing on one field maybe earlier in that day. It's great to be able to, keep the families together like that.
And we celebrate it here this weekend. And now for the National Leaguers. The Mets visiting in town today, concluding this series. Their lineup: Ahmed Rosario will top the order with Brandon Nimmo and Wilmer Flores. No Conforto today with Bautista cleaning up. Jeff McNeil will bat fifth with Austin Jackson, his first start as a Met. Plawecki, Yorme, and then Zach Wheeler, hot pitcher for the Mets, and someone who's been really solid for the Pirates.
Yeah, Joe Musgrove's been very solid for the Pirates. I've spent the last couple of days kind of talking a little bit about this ballpark. Started on radio the other day. It's pitcher friendly, kind of a fair ballpark, but Joe hasn't taken advantage of that yet. His home numbers aren't that impressive, to be honest with you, and I think today he turns the corner on that, starts enjoying PNC Park.
Rosario hits it deeply to left,
and that's one of the things you enjoy right there.
The ballpark holds it.
So someplace else, that is going to be in the first row.
Yeah,
it's just an easy out here.
You said it, the hot defense. There's Austin Meadows, just called up yesterday with Marte and Polanco joining him in the outfield. Moran, Rodriguez, Frazier gets to start at second. David Freese over at first with Bell on the DL, and Elias Diaz doing the catching. First start for the Pirates in 3 weeks for Meadows.
Especially in our division, there's so many hitter-friendly ballparks that are, kind of too far to the hitter's advantage. Cincinnati, we talk about that all the time. But here, you got that left field, you got the notch. It takes some of that advantage and moves it to the pitcher for a while.
Yeah, and we've seen Musgrove work efficiently through innings quite a bit too, so he can pitch to contact and get through innings very quickly here.
You see the big left field and a little bit of a shorter porch to right.
Freese with a nice play. Nice ranging play, and you knew that Musgrove was going to be over there to cover. He loves being involved.
I think he probably likes ground balls to first more than anything else he does out there, because he knows he's going to get the play also.
Freese, a Gold Glove finalist at third base last year, playing some first with Bell on the DL.
He's so quick. He's got the quickness of, well, Freese also. I'm kind of talking about Musgrove. He's a big man with those long legs. I mean, he can really get to that bag fast.
Nice play all around. 2 outs on 3 pitches. And now Wilmer Flores batting with the bases empty. So the Mets lineup without Asdrubal Cabrera, traded after the opener of the series on Thursday. Conforto getting a day off today. He's been their hottest hitter.
Flores was? Oh,
Cabrera.
What happened to Flores again?
Flores was traded 3 years ago to Milwaukee.
But he wasn't.
But then he wasn't. He and today's starting pitcher Zach Wheeler.
There he is. He's still here.
Yeah. Called a ball.
Wish he'd have been traded. He hits Pirates pretty well.
Yes, about 300 lifetime. Now behind on a couple of close pitches. Trevor Williams last night, author of 6 scoreless. And really, in most of those innings, navigating out of trouble, but navigating out of trouble.
Oh, he made some very good pitches when he had some problems, and got a clutch double play in one instance. I think that was with the bases loaded, wasn't it?
With 1 out, yeah, on the first pitch.
And by making pitches, I mean, he actually, he made some good pitches, followed the glove around.
Hooked foul.
You know, sometimes you throw one right down the middle and they hit it to short. It's a double play and you're out of there. But that doesn't mean you got lucky.
Yeah.
You didn't make a good pitch, but that wasn't the case with Trevor, as he got us to another shutout. So Barrel MLB team leaders shows the Pirates are up on top with 12.
Leading all of baseball now in shutouts.
It's impressive.
Bullpen was impressive too. Santana, Crick, and Rodriguez finishing it up.
Yeah, a lot of times when you see shutouts nowadays, it's a team effort. You used to be able to assume that was one guy, but not anymore.
Well, Williams has been in 6 of those shutouts of the 12. He's been the starter. Of course, the previous time around against Cleveland, earned a complete game shutout. It was a 6-inning rain-shortened game.
It's all right. It counts.
Said he looked it up on Baseball Reference just to make sure. Yes, it does count.
Yeah, it was there.
And strike 3 call. 1-2-3 inning for Joe Musgrove. Adam Frazier will be atop the Pirates RAV4 lineup here this afternoon. Starling Marte back for his 2nd straight game. That 17-game hitting streak ended yesterday. Polanco still hot too. He'll bat 3rd. Moran with 2 RBIs yesterday. Freeze at 1st with Diaz doing the catching. Meadows, Rodriguez, and Musgrove. Final 3 in Clint Hurdle's order. The Mets have a guy who's been better and better as the season's gone on. Zach
Yeah,
Wheeler.
he's really gotten his fastball back velocity-wise. Very hard slider to go with it.
Seen to Rosario and Frazier, who's been tough out since being called back up. 3 hits off DeGrom yesterday.
Wheeler, a lot of health problems in his career, but he looks like he could be over them.
And the Mets defense this afternoon with Brandon Nimmo going over to left. Austin Jackson will get a start at center, and Jose Bautista in right. Luis Guillorme called up. This gets the start at 3rd. Rosario and McNeil in the middle. Over Flores at 1st. There's Kevin Plawecki, catcher. Starling Marte, first game back after missing a few. Hit in the left hand with a pitch back at Cleveland. That's a slider at 92. And that was a pitch that, you know, it seemed like he was able to lay off of a lot during that hitting streak. They swung at a few yesterday.
Tough to lay off Wheelers.
Yeah, between DeGrom and Wheeler, though, it's yeah. You go, okay, well, you know.
Now with the Mets, you know where they are and standings and everything. Imagine their phones have been ringing with a losing team with starting pitching like this.
Yeah, and they got Matz there on the left, along with DeGrom. I mean, Matz has been solid all year. Syndergaard's been on and off being hurt.
I think Wheeler just signed through this year, though, correct?
I'm not sure, but
I don't know.
that's why you asked.
Yep. I was about to take a very educated guess, but then I decided not to. Don't go there when you don't know for sure.
First start with the Mets. Austin Jackson just signed a couple of days ago. Wheeler's got another year of arbitration, and then turn him loose.
They got another year for sure.
But he's looked good. I mean, he looked very good against the Pirates last month in New York. 7 scoreless.
'99. Yeah, he's got his fastball back.
Even better than pre-surgery, but it took him about 3 years to get there.
Yeah, it didn't pitch for a couple years.
Right back to him. But he's got 2 outs. This may be the same tenor of a game as last night, even though, you know, Wheeler doesn't have the same cachet as DeGrom does because of that overall ERA.
But he's pitching now like an elite guy.
Yes.
Now.
Yes.
So yeah, you gotta feel like you're going to be in a battle. And last time he pitched against us, he shut us out for 7 innings.
Yeah.
So. It's not going to be an easy day.
And that's why, you know, you look at the Pirates winning 15 of 18. They lead baseball in ERA in that span. Now, and they've also hit very well. They've also played, for the most part, outstanding defense, with the exception of maybe a couple of games. So the pitching, of course, we always say, you know, that kind of starts things, and that probably will be the case again today. As Polanco registers his first hit. 3-hit day yesterday. Right back to where he started. That was a nice tandem in the 6th inning yesterday, with Polanco getting on with 2 outs. Swipe second base.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering right now.
Yeah.
With 2 outs. Will he take off on first pitch like he did last night?
And then Moran was able to knock him in only because Polanco stole the base. And that was the first run of the game in the 6th.
Not a real big lead.
Different, you know, first inning, right? I mean, still, you know, still 2 outs, still same strategy. But I think last night in the 6th inning, it was, this may be our only chance. Having a runner at first at 2 outs, that's how well DeGrom was pitching. Polanco gets going, and he gets in there. Once he starts moving with those long legs.
But it took him a while to get going, though.
Yes.
That was not a real good jump. There was a little hesitation on his first step.
Had a much better jump last night.
Watch his first step. He moved that leg just as the delivery was coming in, and then he had to set it back down and push off again. And still made it in.
Yeah, throw beat him, but those long legs and receiving the throw high.
It is very important to have that throw get there somewhere from the knees down. You get that ball, especially up above the waist, and you're adding, you know, another few tenths to catching the ball, now getting a tag down, and in this case, that's what got Polanco in there.
So a steal for the 2nd straight day. Moran plated a pair yesterday, a couple of RBI singles. Mets have a shift on, as most teams have started to do, with Moran, the lefty batter that pulls it on the ground. McNeil out there in short right. Shortstop Rosario.
Makes it nice and inviting, though, to try and just get a single the other way and pick up that RBI.
Soft, yeah, soft away too. So try to get him to roll it over.
Now you want that hitter, though, when a hitter's count to do that. So he's feeling comfortable about charging at a 2-0 count, 3-1. That's when
I'm guessing fastball.
They might be thinking about trying to pull the ball. You know, like, I'm going to charge out and try to get one. Now you get them defensively, then pitching away. That ball's usually hit away, hit the other direction.
And Moran comes back to work a walk. Down 1-2 in the count. Well, 2 on here with 2 away.
First baseman
David Freese, boy, one of the certainly his greatest game as a Pirate, I would think, on Friday.
Yeah, you could tell by his face during the Powerade shower that he really truly enjoyed the heck out of this. You know, sometimes you've been around a long time. Look at his face. There's that shot. Look at him. Even though it's so cold, but the big smile is there. You know, a veteran's been he's been a World Series hero, a lot of things. You know, sometimes you wonder, you know, do you finally get a little, you know, like, okay, yeah, that was great, but he enjoyed the heck out of it. You could just tell it meant a lot to him.
You know, he got on base all 5 times. He drove in all 5 of the team's runs, including that game winner at the end.
He deserved to be the hero at the end because of what he did the whole game.
Yeah.
That was one of the most deserving, you know, post-game showers that we've witnessed. He was the offense. He was Hulk.
Giveaway to the kids today. Out the other way. Toward the wall. And Bautista has just enough room. And they turn aside the Pirates after they threaten here in the first.
Bordas, fighting for justice. Let's go Bucks!
Second inning coming up. Always great to have you on a Kids Day here every Sunday at PNC Park. Just perfect weather this weekend. It has been warm but not too hot. Great day to be out on the water or here on land.
Hey, humidity is down. We could be in San Diego right now.
Oh, yeah. Ah, Joey flipping bats.
Good one.
A nod to that big home run he had in the postseason with Toronto. I loved it. I remember watching that live thinking that's the emotion. If you're a Blue Jays fan right now, he captured the emotion of what was happening right there. Some of our friends from north of the border coming to see Joey bats.
Well, he's got to be well loved in Toronto.
Nice drive.
Great career there.
Nice drive to center.
Not enough.
Ballpark holds it, just like you're talking about earlier with Musgrove trying to pitch to the park. Yeah, that was a memorable time for Bautista. Blue Jays making it back to the postseason in the early 90s, the division series, putting the Jays ahead of the Rangers. Yeah, that's a nice easy drive from Ontario. Let's go over the Peace Bridge.
Yeah, I've made that drive. It's not bad.
Yeah, unless there's a little traffic. What was that? Last year?
They need to do something about that the Peace Bridge. It needs a little work.
It's a piece of work, is what you're saying?
No, it needs a little work.
It needs an expansion, is what you're saying, because there's a backup.
Yeah, I've always heard about this
year,
Peace Bridge, and I finally drove across it. And I'm like, wow, this is maybe a little wider.
Yeah, well, it's memorable. A lot of things going on.
There's a lot of traffic that day.
Yeah. A lot of things going on in upstate New York, right? Hall of Fame weekend. Congratulations to Bob Costas, a Ford Frick Award winner. I was watching his speech today from yesterday. They replayed it. Wonderful, eloquent as always. And he was talking about the job that the director did during the '88 World Series game. Gibson hit the home run and talked about the sequencing of that. And I think as fans, we don't think about that as much, but our director, Pete Toma, is as good as anybody in the business. And each shot that is chosen, trying to capture some of the moment, right? And so I think that was really nice of Costas to talk about some of the people behind the scenes, because we're very fortunate, I know, that work with so many people that put together each and every one of these broadcasts every day that make it possible for you to have Pirate baseball. These are the players that are inducted into the Hall of Fame. The induction's going on this afternoon right now in Cooperstown. And some more contemporary players and some from in the past. The Veterans Committee electing Jack Morris and Alan Trammell from when I was a kid.
Yeah,
the Detroit Tigers,
right? You gotta love a couple of those picks.
Yeah, like how, Steve, as a boy, loved Cleveland, and I grew up in Detroit. And Alan Trammell and Lou Whitaker were my favorite players. So it's really cool to see. I'll watch it tonight. Tram getting into the Hall of Fame. Well deserved, and his double play partner will get in eventually. Two really, really, really good players from a long time ago.
Ancient.
Not that long ago. And then, of course, the more contemporary players, those guys all very deserving. Vladimir Guerrero's son's going to be in the major leagues before long. Got to see him in spring training. He might join him in the Hall of Fame one day. He's that good if he's healthy. And thinking about all the different guys. Alan Trammell was shortstop for the Tigers, played all 20 years there. He played 19 of them with Whitaker as his double play partner, all-time record. 6-time All-Star, the '87 season. George Bell beat him out for the MVP. He had 343, had 28 homers, 105 RBIs. Didn't even win the MVP that year. So he should have had an MVP there too. All right, enough of me talking about Detroit from the '80s.
Well, I'm guessing George Bell did something also.
Well, he had 47 or 49 home runs that year. But the Tigers won the division over the Blue Jays that year. Tanana over Key. 1-0.
Vernon Jamecki.
Oh, that's right. That's your ticker tape story. Out of town.
That'll be for another day.
Yes. But anyway, enough of me opining. Hall of Fame weekend is always wonderful. And maybe we'll see some of the guys who used to wear these shirts getting some traction today on Al Oliver today. This thinking about his candidacy eventually, maybe for a Veterans Committee. There's a lot of guys deserving, and that's what makes it great, right? Because you do have only a few.
More than one way to get in.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the way it should be.
Congratulations to everybody. And those of you enjoying the ceremonies in Cooperstown. Oh, you guys are being too good to me now, showing all this. Oh, that's great. Old Tiger Stadium. There's Whitaker's double play partner.
Can't believe this is in color.
Yeah, this is when I was a kid watching all this stuff. But yeah, Trammell was a very good shortstop. And I'd ask you your opinion, but he was over in the other league. They didn't play.
Don't have an opinion. Yeah.
The
Never saw him.
National League and American League never played each other.
Other than on TV.
Yeah.
That's the only time I've seen it.
97 is when interleague play started. So, in case you're wondering why am I not asking Bob about playing against
Probably
these guys?
saw him in Lakeland a couple times.
Yeah, that'd be about it. Didn't face him in the All-Star game. Be the 9th pitch coming to Jackson. Ends up walking him here with 2 outs. And from Jackson to Jack Morris, who probably is most remembered in his postseason appearance with the Twins, of course, and that World Series winner in '91, but began his career in Detroit. The winningest pitcher of the 1980s, won 162 games.
Look at the CGs.
Complete games.
154. Wow.
And I think, and then of course, followed up with Toronto, and you look back at, you try to compare guys with how they pitched in the era, but now you point that to the guys of today, and you go, wow, that's eye-popping.
How did he not get hurt pitching that many innings?
They trained for it, right?
Something was different. I don't know what it is.
That might be some of it.
I'd like to know. That's a big lead. And that's an easy out.
Musgrove cleans up the 2-out walk. Inning and a half in the books. 0-0 on a Sunday afternoon. Pirates will be hosting the Cardinals at 7:05, and the first 20,000 fans receive a Jamison Tyone t-shirt presented by Peoples. Go to pirates.com/free shirt Friday. When you buy your tickets today, Pirates pay your ticket fees, the ticket service fees for the tickets. That promotion ends tonight. So if you purchase your tickets for any game for the rest of this regular season today,
or you're planning on, do it. Don't wait.
Yeah.
Do it tonight.
Pirates will pay your ticket service fees. Yep.
Save yourself some money.
It was nice that they extended that promotion through the rest of this week. Now Elias Diaz to start the Pirates half of the second. First full season in the major leagues, hitting at .292. That has been a very pleasant surprise.
Yeah, we'd always heard what a great defensive player he was coming up through the minor leagues. Turned out he could hit too.
Yeah. Got Cervelli getting the day off today. Now the Pirates have not said this, but if you can read between the lines, it looks like there'll be more of a split between Cervelli and Diaz. Kind of what they said that they were
it's kind of the opposite of what happened earlier when they did say it and it didn't happen.
Yeah. Well, the way Cervelli was hitting earlier on this season, there's no way you could take him out of the lineup. I mean, he was one of the best hitters in the league earlier on this year. But now, you know, coming back, he's had some concussion symptoms. They are now free. Of course, he wouldn't be cleared with any subsistence of that. But, you know, Diaz has played his way into at least getting a share, too. And now Austin Meadows back with the Bucks. He was called up yesterday. And then the starting lineup. He's performed well as a Pirate. Last stint down in Indy, just 10 games, hit at .231 with a homer and 6 RBIs. And with Corey Dickerson going on the DL, Pirates moving Meadows up to correspond. Now Dickerson and Bell, who went on the DL yesterday too. Pirates are hoping and think that both could have a minimum stay on that disabled list. And Dickerson's was backdated, so with an off day tomorrow and on Thursday, he only might miss a handful of more games. But the Pirates are thinking more about the long haul this season now after winning 15 of their last 18.
Yeah, back in the hunt. I found myself the last couple of days. What did the Cubs do? What did the Cubs?
What did Atlanta do? You know, what did Colorado or Arizona do?
Well, we'll find out. We play those teams soon, so that'll be fun.
Other teams ahead of the Pirates in that hunt for the final wild card.
Batting eighth, the shortstop, number 3, Sean Rodriguez.
That's Sam, the junior public address announcer with Tim Tobacco. That's always fun. That'll be fun for the parents too, right? That's my kid. Sean Rodriguez after a couple of strikeouts in the inning. Pirates put a couple of men on with 2 outs against Wheeler in the first. Over short and the left center for Rodriguez. And perhaps trying to get something going here with 2 outs again. Sean now 6 for his last 16 against righties, able to stay on that slider.
That was a nice slider too. You know, we talked about how he's got one of the best, hardest sliders in the league, and look where that one was. Absolute, perfectly placed down and away, and Sean able to rip it into left field. That's kind of like the job I thought Frazier did in his last hit, the double last night, where that slider was coming in on his hands, but he was quick enough to get the head of the bat out in front of the plate and meet that slider before it could get in there and rip it down in the corner. Sometimes you make that really good pitch, but the hitter's good too, and he can beat you now and then.
Musgrove's been able to handle a bat this year. 3 for 13. That goes to 231. There are some pitchers that come up and you think they're just about an automatic out, but I wouldn't put Musgrove anywhere near that list. I'd also put just a few pitchers in that list of well, these guys are could be candidates to be regular hitters. I don't think Musgrove's there either, but he's probably closer to that bunch than the other way around.
Yeah, he's a good hitting pitcher. That's about it.
Yeah.
There are very few that I would ever say, okay, put this guy in a lineup, find him a position.
Yeah. Ohtani.
Very few.
Yeah. And maybe Bumgarner. And that's a maybe. Ohtani would be the only one for sure because he's done it. And Brault could, as we saw, he could put the ball in play. At least you know that. Wheeler strikes out 3 in the inning. Through 2 so far, shaping up to be a pitcher's battle today.
Just come out and witness one, and you know that every dollar that you're donating is going to something special.
That's really cool. A parent of one of the players, just a heartwarming thing. There's buddies, the volunteers that just hang out and help out with the games. They have so much enjoyment. I know the parents and the families do as well, and the kids themselves, of course, have so much enjoyment with Miracle League. And there's still a number of these home run and grand slam backpacks. There's a few left available for sale. What you do is for $250 you get a bag that contains a lot of unique items that are exclusive to the backpack. There's signed baseballs in there, there's game tickets, a Clemente figurine, and replica bullpen car. Lots of cool stuff in there, and some randomly distributed really cool items. For $700, the Grand Slam backpack, make sure you get a Pirates jersey signed by the player of your choice, in addition to those other things too. Pirates.com/PCN for Pirates Charities Night. Yeah, the Pirates announcing today that last night's Pirates Charities Night raised more than $700,000 for these programs. There are 10 programs in and around our area, and that includes the one in Minnesota area of Florida, Bradenton, Sarasota area. So. And there were kids last night in Cranberry at the All-Star game, at least one from every area, including Florida. So that was really cool to see everybody getting together. And they're here, a lot of them at the game today. Many of them got to stand on the field before the game as part of Kids Day, and the rest also get to enjoy the ball game. They get a day off from playing. South Hills, they play on Saturday, so come out on a Sunday. Really nice to have them here, and really nice of you to contribute and donate and get something fun in return too. And there's probably a field in your area, so look it up. check it out. Maybe just sit in the stands one day and see if you want to be a part.
Diaz just whiffing on that one. Good thing that ball was up and away and not up and in. That would have caught the umpire right in the face mask. He's always looking under or over the inside corner.
Guillorme to Marte.
Yes, for a day game, doesn't seem like the ball is just not carrying an extra 10 feet. You normally would see it. We've seen some fly balls, long fly balls hit out to the warning track so far. They've kind of died a little, and even that ball there, when it left the bat, I thought it would be a deeper fly ball than it was.
I totally agree. There's a very lazy breeze blowing in, but
it seems to have more of an effect than normal.
Totally agree. And that can benefit Musgrove.
He's enjoying PNC. You're going to have me saying PCN here all day now.
Yeah, Pirates Charities Night.
PNC is a pitcher's. We're going to think of something that goes with PNC. Pitchers.
Oh, you will.
Yeah, give you some time.
Yeah.
Pitching. Can't think of anything.
Nocturnal campground? Probably not good.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah. Okay. Keep thinking, because that's no good. Wheeler's out. So 2 up and 2 down here in the third.
Let's see another pitcher's friend.
Oh, yeah. How about a bobblehead? Saturday. Andy Van Slyke's coming to town. Pirates and the Cardinals at 7:05. First 20,000 fans take home an Andy Van Slyke bobblehead. Thanks to Giant Eagle, there'll be a 90s themed block party on Federal Street, and Andy Van Slyke signs autographs there as well. Pirates.com/bobblehead. And through the day today, the Pirates will be paying your ticket fees for any tickets you purchase for the rest of this regular season. That ends tonight.
Van Slyke, one of the best defensive center fielders that's ever played in this town. Definitely a pitcher's friend.
No head movement when he's diving either. You normally just look right there.
Right down to the ball.
Yeah.
A lot of diving catches.
Got the cool jersey.
And he's one of those guys, if he dove, he needed to dive.
Yes.
It wasn't like I'm going to catch this and then dive to look cool.
Pirates are playing the Cardinals, coincidentally, during that time.
We traded Tony Pena for Andy and Spanky and
Mike Dunn, right?
Yeah. Right-handed pitcher who actually, that first year we got him, was real good.
That was interesting too. Right before the season, wasn't it? It was
in spring training.
Yeah, right at the end of spring training.
Right around April Fool's Day,
I think it was that day. Do you remember what you thought about that trade? Because of course Tony was, I mean, a very, very good catcher, all-star catcher. But you don't, these guys are kind of younger guys. And
no, I think everybody was liked the trade.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, the team needed to rebuild, and that was one of a lot of trades. I mean, the guys, the 24 guys on the roster when I got here, after a couple of years, they were all gone. I mean, it was a house cleaning.
And building that foundation for the 3 state division winners in the early 90s. as we're celebrating a dozen years, a decade of Miracle League. And great to have so many folks here from Miracle League, including the president of the Southwestern PA Association of Miracle League, Mike Sherry. Mike,
Hey,
thanks for
great to
coming
be here,
out.
guys. Appreciate it.
Good to see you again.
Beautiful day.
Sacrificing some time down in the stands to join us to talk about Miracle League. Well, I mean, think about how far it's come in 10 years. I mean, the growth of the different fields. Maybe talk about that, and also the association with Pirates Charities and how they've helped, maybe get them a certain field over the hump to get built, or the maintenance that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is
I mean, when we started this back in 2007, the first organization we wanted to approach and talk to was obviously the Pittsburgh Pirates, and certainly Pirates Charities, because that gave us legitimacy. That gave us an opportunity to go out there and say, hey, we're something, you can count on. So we started the fundraising there and incorporating Pirates Charities and the support with Mr. Nutting and Mr. Coonley. At the time, Freddie Sanchez. It was fantastic. So that gave us an opportunity to get the leg up and to get the word out through Pirates Charities. And, by building the first field and opening up in 2009, we had 130 players. And, we put the challenge out there saying, look, we need a Miracle League field in every community. A child shouldn't have to commute 30 minutes, 45 minutes to play the game of baseball. There should be one in their hometown. And because of obviously Pirates Charity support and some great individuals around Western Pennsylvania, the momentum started going, and suddenly we have a field in Murraysville. And suddenly now we have one in Upper St. Clair under, Sean Casey and all the enthusiasm he brings to the game of baseball. When we opened one up down in Wheeling, West Virginia, opened up my hometown of Indiana, Pennsylvania, which was very, very exciting, to see my mother do the work up there and to open one up in our hometown. And Altoona, and we're working on funding for Moon. So in Cranberry, the original field, we went from 130 players back in 2009 to where we're now close to 500 Miracle League players just in Cranberry Township. So people ask, is the need there? The need's always there. There's a lot of kids that want to play the game of baseball that can't do it on a traditional dirt baseball field. So that gives them the outlet to do that. So it's just an incredible journey that my family's been on, the support that we have in not only Cranberry Township, because that's what it takes.
And Guillaume will take care of Marte.
That's what it takes. People call me up around the country and go, why is your field so successful? And I say, look, it starts at the beginning by engaging your local community. Raising the money may be challenging, but that's the easy part. Well, what you have to make sure is that your community is the fabric of your Miracle League, because it takes an enormous amount of volunteers to make sure these leagues run. So those that are successful have engaged their community, and their community has engaged them back in order to make this thing work. So Western Pennsylvania, Bucko Nation, under Pirates, the Pittsburgh Pirates and Pirates Charities, we're blessed. I mean, we've got some great volunteers that help us out every Saturday, every Sunday. We play 6 days a week now. Our league is so big.
Wow.
The only night we take out a Friday, and we may have to include that one, moving down the road. So it's extremely exciting to see this thing grow from an idea that, we had, my wife and I had sitting around a kitchen table back in 2007 to what it is today. And it's great to see so many ball players here today that wear the Miracle League uniform.
And Polanco is 2 for 2 today. Everybody able to cheer him on. And yesterday, up the All-Star game in Cranberry, how did you come up with that idea, and how is that received? Because I think everyone playing baseball, they love the thrill of winning a game. They love the thrill of being together, maybe meeting some new friends, and the families meeting new families too.
It's 3 days too. I mean, I thought that was pretty impressive the way it's. Yeah. It's like a celebration weekend for these kids.
It really was, and God bless, or thank God for the great weather we had. I mean, you couldn't have. But Thursday we kicked off with a golf outing, which was fantastic, and the folks from the Pirates were up. We had 120 golfers up at Cranberry Highlands, which was a fantastic course. So Thursday was a tremendous success, and then Friday, most of our families, we paid for everything. We didn't want a family to travel in and spend a dime. We wanted to make sure that all of their rooms at the Marriott up in Cranberry were paid for, all of their food was paid for. So they showed up Friday, went to Fun for All in Cranberry Township. We had a great meet and greet where they got their backpacks and their uniforms and their balls. So Friday night was fantastic. And then, we started off with the first exhibition game at 9 o'clock, and then, you know, the Pirates came out. I mean, what better way to celebrate, you know, 10 years to celebrate an all-star game than to have, you know, Clint Hurdle and the Pittsburgh Pirates come out and to help celebrate with you. So the fantasy camp that we had up there that the Pirates charities put on every year was just fantastic, and obviously the crowd just kind of really got involved when they're seeing their superstars from the grass field out there on our turf field. So it was pretty impressive. And then, you know, we kept going throughout the day with a number of different exhibition games so kids could play. And at 6:30 we kicked it off. I think Robbie and Michael McHenry had more fun out there than our kids did. I mean,
I agree with that. They were something else.
They were loving it. They were loving it. They did a super job. You know, I mean, they really engaged. Our kids just had a blast playing with those two individuals, you know, getting pitched to and being able to hit the ball when those guys threw it in. So it was extremely exciting, and we just had a wonderful.
Go ahead, Mike. Call it.
Yeah. Well,
so it was great. So I thank you guys, and I thank the support for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
No, we're glad to have you here, and glad to have everyone here from Miracle League. Mike, thanks again for what you do.
So many people need to thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Bob. Appreciate it.
Wonderful to have Mike Sherry with us. Wonderful to have you with us.
What drives you?
There's Chris Dahl, and one of our, as we were talking earlier, one of our Hall of Famers, all the great camera operators, the folks that work in audio, and all the technicians that do so much for us, people that work in the truck. And lastly, you and I, Bob.
Yeah, we're bringing up the rear end.
And Bill Murillo. Yeah, we're just the sprinkles.
Presenters.
Yeah, the presenters. That's it. It's the last bit that goes on the end. But we're very grateful for everybody that helps bring you Bucko baseball every day. You'd be amazed that I'm still amazed. I'm still learning about all the different skill sets everybody has. And Nimmo hit with a pitch for a league leading 17th time. That has inspired him to sprint toward first. Oh, we've seen him do that in walks a few times this series.
You don't. I've seen guys that'll do it on walks. Not too often when they get hit. He's gone.
Yep. And then
there's guys that'll run slower on a ground ball short than that.
That's fair. I talked to him back in New York. He seems like a nice guy and a good young player. Probably a name that we'll hear more about as he matures and gets a little bit better. Doesn't
cut down on the strikeouts a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
But it looks like he could be one of the answers in New York.
Yeah, first round pick. You know, but that's we always want everybody. you know, to develop instantly. It doesn't always work that way. And I think we're kind of seeing that maybe with, say, Polanco this year. I mean, you know, it takes sometimes guys a few years to really start performing consistently.
You never know how things will grow.
Not everybody's Juan Soto. No, or Bryce
just,
Harper.
It struck
you know.
me something that Mike Sherry said when he first sat down. He talked about Freddie Sanchez and his help back when they got started. And I'm thinking, wow, that was a long time back.
Yeah.
And look what it's grown to today.
Oh, it's a, you know.
From that kitchen table to this.
Nimmo running on the pitch.
That's one back now. He knows where it's at.
He's back there now with one out. But yeah, it's a really cool program. You know, he was talking about you know, the volunteers, the buddies that, you know, maybe help a kid run the bases or help work in the, you know, the concession stand, things like that. It's a fun way to just be involved and be around it, get to know the players and the parents. And Miracle League's really cool, and it's a nationwide program, but it is really a big part of this community, which is really cool. And to expand it like that, Pirates Charities raising so much money, and it's because of your contributions. It's because of what, you know, you guys do, if it's a backpack or just participating. I mean, that's why it's grown so much. And last night, more than $700,000 raised. And imagine that, you know, with the 50-50 drawing and the backpack sales, and the Parrot also sticking out his cap for an extra. Oh no, that was just him screwing around. But you know, that's what's really neat, is that everybody pitches in, and this program's benefits so many people, thousands now.
Musgrove breaking out a nice slider of his own there. Talking about Wheelers. That one not too shabby. Ray, you gotta like it, huh?
Yeah.
I like the way the pitching staff has gone for quite a while, especially last two games.
We got a Wheeler and we got a dealer tonight. You know, you look at what Musgrove's done, and that one start gave up 5 runs in 7 2/3, but 3 came on the final swing against the Brewers in that start before the All-Star break. 2 runs over 7 innings against a very good lineup in Cleveland. 2 runs against Washington. Shut out San Diego over 7 innings. He's really pitched well his last 4 starts. And we're starting to see some consistency with a very young pitcher. And matched up against Wheeler today, we talked about it. I mean, Wheeler has emerged.
He's a top guy.
Yeah, as one of those guys. Only 2 base runners have been Nimmo on the hit by pitch, and a 2-out walk to Jackson in the second. Nimmo running.
Batista running. In circles. Smash that ball off his foot. Maybe that's why you run the first after you get hit.
Yeah.
Get rid of some of that pain.
Try to take your mind off. Nimmo has stolen 7 bases this year. Here with 1 out, he's running again, and he'll stay out of the potential double play. That's the second out. So 2 down. Nimmo in scoring position. Want to look at our Allegheny Health Network injury update. Chad Kuhl, part of the Pirates rotation, has not been for some time now. He's been down for about a month with that right forearm strain, and he's begun some gripping exercises, the first step to working his way back. And you know, the original thought there is to basically rest, which he's been doing. Probably start, you know, getting going pitching wise maybe in another week and a half, 2 weeks is the original time frame for that. It's hit foul. And that's a nod to Nick Kingham. You know, his last start, he was not himself, but you know, Kingham for the most part has been able to fill right in for Cool and do a fine job. I think one thing that we're looking at, especially with now Bell and Dickerson on the DL, is, you know, this is where your depth gets tested. And the Pirates probably this year have had, certainly in the 3 seasons I've been around, this has been their best depth that they've had.
You talked about that, Greg and I, a little bit on the post game last night about the depth of the roster. You know, you lose guys, and look at the last few days that Freese had, and then Frazier gets called up, gets put in the lineup, and he gets 3 big hits. And if you don't have that, then how do you ever make up for when somebody gets hurt and they're out for 2 weeks? You can't. So you got to have guys that can step in and get the job done if you're going to win. You know, you're going to be a middle of the pack team, and then it doesn't matter much. But if you're going to have injuries and everybody has them, you got to have some answers.
Yeah, Meadows has hit nearly 300 this year.
Yeah.
You know, think about Elias Diaz. We were talking about him earlier, hitting 290 something. You know, coming into the day to day. I mean, that's.
I mean, the Pirates have been able to cover up. You know, maybe not completely, but they've had some answers.
Yeah, Musgrove has an answer after the leadoff man reaches, stranding him at second. He has blanked the Mets through 4th.
Cuba, who's here with his son Will. They're part of the Challenger League in DuBois. Also his daughter Emma, wife Carrie here. And you were involved in all the festivities this weekend, Bill. How special was it for you and also your family?
It was truly an awesome experience. From the fantasy camp yesterday, he loved, not just for him, but for all the kids that were involved yesterday. It was unbelievable. And then going on to today, he got to meet his favorite player, Starling Marte, got to give him a hug out in the outfield. Just a really special experience, and we can't thank Pirates Charities enough for putting on this event. Unbelievable.
Yep, certainly it is. A lot of the kids from the Miracle League took the field today with the Pirates before the ball game as David Freese hits a single here to lead off the bottom half of the 4th inning. Now, your son had a special moment yesterday at Grand Park in Cranberry during the Pirates fantasy camp. That took place in the morning. Tell us a little bit about it, Bill.
Yeah, it was kind of funny because he was supposed to move on to a different drill, I guess, a little section, and I'm looking over, I can't find him. Next thing you know, I look down and he's interviewing Bob Nutting. So it was really, I was like, okay, we'll just let him go with it, and he did a great job. I think, you know, some people saw it on TV. It was really neat. He did a good job.
Yep, certainly it is cool. Now, you're involved in the Challenger League. You and your wife are the directors of that league. And Pirates minority owner Dennis Heindel has been really instrumental in the fundraising for that. What has he meant to that process?
I can't thank Dennis, Mr. Heindel, and his family enough. They're making a very generous donation to the league, allowing these kids to play on one of the nicest fields that you're going to see probably in the state of Pennsylvania, even in the country. You know, and also thank you to Herm Simplizio and the city of DuBois. They've been very instrumental in making this field happen to allow kids like Will to be able to play, and a lot of the kids in the area.
Yeah, and very quickly, we say Challenger League, so a little small difference between that and the Miracle League. Just explain what that is, please.
Yeah, biggest thing is Challenger is run as a division of the Little League, but it's still for individuals with disabilities to play, giving them the opportunity to play ball, because a lot of these kids wouldn't be able to play in a regular baseball league, so it gives them the opportunity to play.
Yep. All right, Will, tell us again, who's your favorite player on the Pirates?
Johnny Marte.
And who's your sister's favorite player on the Pirates?
J.A.
J-Hay and Marte, two fans coming from the Cuba family. Joe, how about that? Fantastic stuff.
I love it. Thanks, Robbie, and thanks to them and all the families coming out, and to the Pirates players for spending some time, and of course Frank Coonley and Bob Nutting and all the Pirates executives, and being a part of all these goings on over the weekend and spending time and continuing to strengthen the relationship. Getting a hug from your favorite player before the game, these are things you just can't make up. I mean, these are, you either do them or you don't, and the Pirates have been a big part of this, and it's been fun to see.
No, we've been trying to, you know, raise money this weekend, but truthfully, that's pretty priceless.
Yeah,
right there.
that's well said. Austin Meadows here with Freeze on after that leadoff single. Now Musgrove has only allowed 2 base runners. Wheeler has only allowed, well, he's allowed 5 so far, but only multiple men on once. Yeah, the Pirates really haven't had a whole lot going on so far. Musgrove's always a part of everything, isn't he?
Yeah, he's going to want to put a charge in one, what he's thinking about. Or not, you know what, though? Maybe he doesn't want that, because I know he also wants to run the bases. Just go for a single.
It's 5 strikeouts now for Wheeler. Freeze was the first Pirate base runner before 2 outs today. He's there with 2 outs now. Sean Rodriguez had a 2-out single in the second.
Yeah, off a really good slider that's down and away from him. Put the head of the bat to it. For him to hit a ball like that well, maybe it's a sign that he's kind of locked in. That, you know, there are some guys, even if they're elite pitchers, certain players, they have their number. They see the ball really well, whatever the case is. So, and I'm not saying Wheeler's an elite pitcher. He has elite type stuff. He's got a little ways to go before he proves himself to be an elite pitcher, but his stuff is as good as anybody's.
He's only been ahead about half the time, but still just the 1 walk. Yeah, Rodriguez had that outstanding comeback series in Cincinnati. Cooled off against Cleveland at the beginning portion of this series, but snapping an 0 for 12 with that single his first time around today. Well, when will the magic strike today? That's how it's been with this Bucco outfit. They won 15 out of 18. Best record in baseball in that span. First time the Pirates have done that since 1990. team that you were on. You won a couple of those in that stretch. Beat the Padres twice.
Probably weren't very good back then.
Beat Andy Bennis and Bruce Hurst. Those guys were pretty good.
That's a nice save there.
Yanked it.
Tough one to block because you don't have a lot of time. You get out there as quick as you can. Hopefully the glove's in the right spot.
And if not, hopefully in a position to just smother it. Which we're seeing less and less around baseball these days. Wild pitches again at another record pace, not just with the Pirates. I mean, all teams throughout baseball.
This all goes hand in hand with going for strikeouts, doesn't it? Wild pitches.
Yeah. I hadn't thought about that until this year, you know, and you had talked about a number of things like that, but that makes sense. Strikeouts also year after year rising to all-time highs. And Wheeler will have another. He has fanned a half dozen today. And the Pirates and Mets still scoreless. Social media brought to you by Point Park and the Photo Fest taking place earlier today, where you know, one of the benefits of being a season ticket member here, you could take photos with Pirates players before the game on Photo Fest Day, and a picture with some of their favorite buccos. I think baseball does such a fantastic job, the Pirates included, all the teams, of trying to involve fans. I mean, it's just natural with the way that the
I think the younger fans too. There's
yeah.
been a real focus on them over the last few years, and I think there needed to be. You can't forget the youngsters. They're the future of your game.
And here on Kids Day today, of course, just a special way to involve them and share the love of the game with them. Rodriguez. That will be the first hit for the Mets today. That was a tough play, and he almost was able to hit Jackson, who still gets down the line pretty well.
They went quite a ways up the middle just to get his glove on that one. Was able to keep his feet, which made it possible to get a throw off. But you can tell there, even if the throw is right in line with the bag,
still going to be late.
Yeah, it's still going to be late. Jackson's going to be a step past the bag. So it's in my book, that's a clean hit.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
always like the first one to be clean.
Yeah. Now all you need is the double play ball. Plawecki. Oh, there's a good catch. Nice job, Molly.
Good job, Molly. That ball came hooking in there. A lot of movement. Played it well.
Molly, a sponge right there, just absorbing that ball. It's a 90s rock reference for those of you that like the 90s. We got 90s night coming up next Saturday.
And another youngster gets baseball. Good job, Molly.
Yeah. Got the Little League. That was the Little League hat that the Pirates wore in the Classic last year in Williamsport. There's one. There's two. There's a double play.
Yeah, that ball's not hit very hard either. That kind of came off a little half check type swing.
Look on our Allegheny Health Network Super Mode.
Nice exchange. We know Sean's got very strong arm. It didn't take him long to get that ball to first.
Did a really good job of getting out of the path of the base runner too. That's becoming a lost art, it seems. And Rodriguez again. And Guillorme able to beat it out. And the Mets still don't have a hit outside of the infield today. Showing some pretty good range just to keep those balls from trickling into the outfield.
Yep. When you dive into the outfield grass, going to your right as a shortstop, I'm not throwing out a whole lot of people. Joe's kind of like, well, well, that's a good job anyway.
Yeah, Jordy Mercer getting the day off. Off day tomorrow for the team, so a chance to get them 2 in a row.
Hey, and Jordy both. Usually they're playing side by side. Now they're sitting out there side by side watching the action.
Yeah, it wouldn't be right if they weren't right next to each other. Instead, Rodriguez and Frazier today. Wheeler hit one back to the mound. Here's only time. So like DeGrom last night, Wheeler also a right-handed pitcher, also a left-handed batter. Down toward the corner, and one hopping the wall with 2 outs. Guillorme getting a good jump, and that will allow him to score. So Wheeler drives in the game's first run here in the 5th inning.
And gets the first hit out of the infield. Opposing pitcher does the damage. His first run the Mets have scored in a while. Pitchers had to take it in their own hands.
No pitch in that location, even a pitcher can make contact.
And as you said, with 2 outs, that ball's hit in the air, the fly ball, you're off at contact. So you got a great running start to be able to score from first base without even a play.
Wheeler with his 4th RBI this season. And so the Mets trying to get out of here with a split of the series. Pirates want to win the series. Of course, they're engaged with the Cubs, 6 games back of Chicago and 3 back of that second and final wild card berth. One strike on Rosario. To the middle, but not through it. Frazier throws out the speedy Rosario to end it. But Zach Wheeler gives himself a lead on his double, and the Mets strike first.
is brought to you by Barrel Automotive. Our service centers are now open evenings and weekends. Visit barrelservice.com for more. And by Allegheny Health Network, official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Pirates and fans like you. Let's go Bucks!
Zach Wheeler drives in the game's first run with his double, and the Mets lead 1-0 here in the fifth. MLB At Bat is your #1 Pirates app. You can customize your experience to catch every moment all season long. You get Pirates home screen icons and features such as the MLB.TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB At Bat today. Well, now Musgrove has to return serve, right?
Yeah, it's time for him to get on base. Playing him very cheap in the outfield.
Maybe he could hit a triple and do him one better.
There they are, in close. A lot of room behind them. See if Joe can do anything about it. Nope, 97.
That's tough.
Wheeler is fantastic arm.
Wheeler is dealing. 7 strikeouts.
I'd like to send out some birthday wishes, Joe, to Tony Berry. I know she watches every single game, so Tony, happy birthday.
And Becky Horenko's birthday is today. She gets the day off for her birthday.
Becky, happy birthday.
Does a lot of work with us.
But I'm still
part of our broadcast team.
She's watching the game right now.
Sure of it.
Very
as well.
loyal.
Yes. And well wishes to Dan Potash, who's a bit under the weather right now, so anxiously awaiting to have his enthusiasm return to us. He always brightens our day when he's on the air with us, or just to receive in the clubhouse.
He'll pull through.
Can I
So
get it?
close.
Can I get it?
Who's going to get it? There it is.
Give it to a kid. That's right.
Well, you know it's going to go to a kid. How do you pick which one?
Whoever's closest. And Flores robbing Adam Frazier. Thought he had his first hit today. He had 3 yesterday.
You would think that Flores is a pretty darn good defensive first baseman, wouldn't you?
Oh, you know, plays shortstop, right?
Yeah, converted shortstop. You think you should be able to do a real good job over there at first.
Marte to short. And a quick getting for Zach Wheeler.
play baseball. They deserve the right to come out and have fun and be part of a team and build that camaraderie. So that's what Miracle League of Morgantown is all about.
Our friends in West Virginia, of course, somebody in just about every municipality has a Miracle League nearby, and that's what's really cool about the Miracle League program expanding in our area. Pirates trailing 1-0 here in the 6th. Pirates.com/PCN. Those backpacks that contain all sorts of cool Pirates memorabilia and stuff. Swag. Pirates.com/PCN. Your donation helps benefit Miracle League, and you get cool backpacks that include 14 different items. There's a pirate hat there's a bullpen cart, all sorts of cool things. There's signed baseballs in them, and then those are for $250. For $700 you get all that, and then it comes with a Pirates signed jersey of your choice of any Pirate player. So cool way to donate to Pirates charities, which benefits Miracle League. So they're all out here today. A lot of the players from all the different Miracle League fields and programs throughout our area, and even one in Minnesota, Florida. And Pirates Charities has been a big part of helping fundraise and either get them built or keep them maintained, so everybody can play baseball. And in her case, eventually. She's got a ball to start. And for the first time today,
67 pitches.
Yeah.
Look at that. Pretty efficient. I mean, that's doing a heck of a job. Look what he's done after that second inning. 13, 14, 9 and 4. Of course, here in the 6th to get the first out.
Yeah, Musgrove gave up 3 hits last inning, including an extra base hit, 1 run out of the deal. So, I mean, the double play ball really helping. If that's going to be his hiccup inning, which it may have been. I mean, it was still a 9-pitch inning. Flores 0 for 2. Out to Rodriguez. Busy guy the last couple of innings. 2 quick outs.
Pulled that ball on the ground right into the shift.
And after the day off tomorrow, the Pirates will host Chicago for a pair of games. A look at our Nissan road ahead. And in game 1 on Tuesday, Jamison Tyone against the lefty John Lester. Our coverage starts at 6:30 both nights in the series. And that shall be a big pair of games. Cole Hamels making his Cubs debut against Nick Kingham in the second game on Wednesday night. And the Pirates will either be 6 or 7. I'm sure the Cubs are idle on Monday. So 6 or 7 games back of Chicago with a chance to pick up a pair on the division leaders. 6 at the moment. I guess they could be 5.
Could be.
Moran gobbles it up, and Musgrove again.
Easy inning.
7-pitch inning. And that's that for the Mets in the 6th.
and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
And as you enjoy a Miller Lite, look forward to the whole true moment later in today's game. How do our camera operators find this stuff? That's great. He's enjoying the high life. Musgrove has pitched very well, but Zach Wheeler one better so far. 1-0 Mets on Wheeler's double on the UPMC scoreboard.
How far can he go? Now his pitch count not too bad either, but it's a little bit higher than Musgrove's is.
Wheeler has pitched into the 8th inning this season. That was right before the All-Star break. Has thrown as many as 114 in a game this year. It's been the most. Well, like it was in the old days, right? If he's effective, he's going to probably keep pitching.
Well, he's been over 100 in what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of his last 6, and the other one he was at 99. I don't know if that counts as 100 or not. So.
Now even.
Joe is in a fight.
And Polanco 3 for 3 today. He is 8 for 15 in the series now. He just keeps on hitting. That's a proud guy right there. Comes back over the middle of the plate.
He's 5 for 8 now against Wheeler. Likes facing the dealer.
You know, by the way, there was a time not all that long ago Polanco's batting average had just dipped under 200 for maybe a day. It's over 250 now. And you're looking at
he's gone. Yeah. Really a reflection of how the team has gone.
Sure.
Great start to his season. He had 5 home runs with the first month of the season.
Well, first two and a half weeks, maybe.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Great start, just like the Pirates had. And then a very poor period, as you just highlighted, with the fact that he actually got below 200 for a while. And then red hot and right back to respectability. And a very dangerous hitter right now, just like the Pirates are a dangerous team to have to come in and play. Cleveland found that out.
Well, look, I mean, I don't know what teams, if your best players aren't playing their best, how do you win? I mean, you take away JD Martinez, if you know, if he doesn't do anything for the Red Sox, okay, yeah, can you survive one guy? Oh, all right, but can you survive 2 guys, 3 guys, 4 guys? You know, and that when the Pirates have played their poorest baseball, you've had their top players either out of the lineup or all slumping at the same time. And now most of those guys are performing well, and no surprise the Pirates are playing them. Sure.
Tagging.
Nimmo finds it. First out. And the Hall of Fame weekend going on in Cooperstown. The induction speech is taking place right now with the players. Vladimir Guerrero. Talk about a really good hitter, really great arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, one of those, when you first see him when he was young coming up, one of those great tools type guy. He could run, and the cannon. And yeah, he could hit.
Was he probably the most reminiscent player of Clemente since Clemente?
He probably had a lot more power than Clemente.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean,
I didn't
he
see
could hit
Clemente
it.
play, so I can't really tell you. But just like looking at the stats,
guy who could hit anything, you know. And that rocket of an arm, accurate arm in right field, and a gentleman too. It's great days with the Expos. I had the pleasure of first game I called in the big leagues. Got to call a game of his. Look at that from right field. Shane Andrews going through with the out, but yeah, finishing most of his career with the Angels before moving on to Texas. But great ball player, Vladimir Guerrero. Yeah, he had more power than Clemente, but both is just true good hitters. Hard to compare anybody to Clemente, but probably the most modern player that's reminiscent of him. I would think maybe it's worth a conversation. He's a Hall of Famer. Great class going in this year too. Just showing the abundance of worthy players. Polanco running again. He's feeling it. And he's in there again. 2 steals today after 1 last night.
This one is a little closer than the other 2. I still think he was in there. They're going to hold it up. They're going to look at the replay, but I don't think they'll challenge it just from the naked eye. He got his foot in there again, but this is a pretty good throw. Again, though, it was high above the belt, and look how long that takes to get the tag down.
The Mets will not challenge. Good look on our Allegheny Health Network Supermo. Close, but yeah. And they kept that rear foot on the bag too. I think that's probably what they were looking at. McNeil's tag. Now a chance for the Pirates to not the score with the 2-out hit. 7 steals now, 3 in the last 2 days. Some of it has just been, he's been on with, at first with 2 outs a couple of times here. So situationally, it's made sense.
Yeah, every time he has run, it's a moment you want to.
With 2 outs, as we saw with Guillorme scoring on Wheeler's double, with 2 outs, you don't have to wait. There's a chance of the ball being caught. So,
well, with 2 out, somebody has to hit a double to score you from first. From second, any kind of a little ground ball sneaks through the infield, a blooper falls in, a lot of different hits will score you when you're, and that's what they call scoring position, second or third. First base is not known as scoring position. So when you get 2 outs, if you're a base stealer, that's when you earn your money. Now in this case, going to third, no reason to. You're in scoring position right now. And there is a slight advantage to being at third, but not so great as to risk getting thrown out.
And Diaz hitless in his first couple of trips. He's been a good 2-strike hitter this year. Well, the Pirates as a team leading the National League in 2-strike batting average. Diaz among the leaders, trying to get on for Meadows.
Wheeler asked for this meeting. You see pitchers call catchers out that often.
What do you want me to throw? Something hard or something harder?
This is what I want to do. What do you think? And a few different items. Or
Plawecki stops it.
Really bounce this ball once you block it. Be ready.
Well, yeah, all the plans are great, but then you have to execute them.
Yeah. Plans are sometimes just plans.
Polanco in scoring position with 2 outs. And now the count even at 2-2. Well, if anything, this is starting to help drive up Wheeler's pitch count. enough to where you can see the end of his day coming at some point after that 8-pitch 5th inning.
If he wants to pitch 2 more innings, he needs this inning to end very soon.
Diaz was behind 2 strikes, fouled off a pair more, and now has seen 3 straight wide ones come in. Past the mound, and Rosario makes a good play to get Diaz. That ends the Pirates' threat in the 6th, keeping the Mets still in the lead.
And your Western PA Chevy dealers. And by Levin's, the official furniture and mattress supplier to the Pittsburgh Pirates. For the best quality, service, and value, shop Levin's. Let's go Bucks!
On a gorgeous Sunday afternoon, Pirates trailing the Mets 1-0 on the UPMC scoreboard. Later innings now. Pirates trying to get back on the incline here, down a run, and trying to make it 3 straight and take the series from the Mets. The stakes are higher than they were a couple of weeks ago. Trade deadline 2 days from now, or the non-waiver trade deadline at least. Look at that, that's fun. Summer afternoon, just chalking in the driveway. That's what we do.
I can't tell you how many boxes of chalk I've had to buy for the grandkids over the years. They love that. Drawing the pictures everywhere.
And if you pull up to our house, it's all over the brick and on the little wall, the retaining walls and everything. And
it's just a sign of happiness.
That's right.
Hey.
We got one a little younger than that and a little older than that. Hi. All kids love chalk. As soon as they know not to eat it, then it's fun.
A little calcium in it.
I guess so.
Look at Tums.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh,
back over there where it belongs.
Fits you better. I'll try these on.
What these?
I'm contemplating it. That's how the Thinker got built, I think.
Look out. Everybody okay? See some smiles, so I guess everybody's all right.
It's close to Bautista in there.
Yeah, Joey Bats.
What are you doing? Own team. McNeil his first week in the major leagues. Hoping he doesn't get the pink slip in his locker because of that. He will get a trip back to see Bautista in the dugout. 1 out.
Didn't like the call, but that ball was right there. Easy strike. Check it out. UPMC strike zone says it's perfect pitch. Almost the whole ball up above the knees.
That's the second strikeout for Musgrove. You were talking before the first pitches of the game today. You know, Musgrove probably should, you know, pitch to this ballpark a little bit more.
You know, you look at
he's been efficient.
His home games, and those, for the most part, are the ones where he hasn't pitched well.
And he's done that today. We've seen some fly ball outs. He's not been afraid to get some early contact.
Over the years, you'll see most of our starting pitchers do better at home. I mean, this is a good ballpark to pitch.
Only the 4th hit he's allowed today.
It's a small sample size, so.
Cancer Support Night is Friday, and the Pirates are going to take on the Cardinals at 7:05, raising awareness for all the various types of cancers that affect us. And there'll be a resource fair on Federal Street before the game, and you can join us as we stand up to cancer during the 7th inning stretch. Go to pirates.com/cancer support for tickets. So that's a Friday, Pirates and Cardinals at 7:05. Jameson Taillon doing very well. Still in remission from testicular cancer last year. Still can't believe that 5 weeks and back on the pitching mound. He continues to talk about early detection whenever possible. If there's, you know, any thought, go see your doctor, you know. Great to see. Just talk about his pitching.
Bullpen is busy.
Richard Rodriguez in the 7th.
He's kind of been the go-to middle of an inning guy, don't you think?
Sure. Well, he's been one of baseball's best at stranding inherited runners.
It's I was about to mention his numbers. They are fantastic. 20 runners he's inherited. Only 3 out of 20 have scored. That's the kind of guy you want to come in after you've been taken out.
It's been 2.5 months since an inherited runner has scored when he's been on the mound.
That's a nice important niche to fill. The bullpen fireman.
Santana's been great. He's continued to ascend. Crick and Vasquez, neither of those guys have allowed a run when pitching with a lead or in a tie game since middle to early June, almost at the end of July now. So, you know, the key guys in the Pirates pen have been almost untouchable for a long period of time now. And Rodriguez is a rookie. Santana's a rookie. Crick is a rookie. You think about that. I mean, those are some nice developments. If your starting pitcher starts to run into trouble, you have somewhere to turn. And now 2 on with 1 out.
Well, they might have to turn to the bullpen here a little bit.
Got the number 8 hitting Guillorme with the pitcher due to follow.
Musgrove, who has been so good this afternoon, now has to deal with a couple runners on base. 1 out.
Guillorme just called up yesterday. An infield hit Hit .301 with 2 home runs at AAA Las Vegas.
Tough park to get a ball out of.
That's not true.
Well, he only has 2 home runs.
Michael Conforto is in the on-deck circle.
They still play their games at Cashman Field.
Yeah, they're building a new park now, but I'm not sure if it's next year or the year after they'll go into that, but still Cashman Field.
I played in the PCL in ancient times. They used to call that Cape Cashman. All the missile launching.
Yes, it's still that way. Yormi just does not have much power. And it's a ball and a strike on him. So Conforto, who's on deck, has really been their best hitter since the All-Star break. And they would sacrifice Wheeler's continued pitching for the chance to add on to a narrow lead. At least that's how it stands now. That's the beauty of the National League game, isn't it? There has to sometimes be trade-offs.
Yep.
Strategy.
You have to make those compromises.
That was a great pitch. But called a ball. They don't get them all. They get just about all of them, though. For a guy without much power, a left-handed batter. Now, you got a lefty power hitter in this ballpark. I might not say that that was a great location.
Checking to see if he's ready.
Just missed down and away. Well, even though the number doesn't say that Musgrove should be out of gas, he's hasn't been quite as sharp here in the 7th.
See if he can make a big pitch right now. You know, we were talking earlier about when does somebody roll over in situations like this. 3-1, they're in a hitter's count, looking to be aggressive with their swing. This could be the ground ball to second.
Soft away, right? The idea.
See what happens. Not a really aggressive swing. Now, Yerman, not the kind of hitter that's liable to do that. I mean, he's more of the 2-strike approach all the time type guy, which is why he had 2 home runs playing Vegas, because he's not that guy that's going to try and yank the ball out of the ballpark.
Yeah, he had 1 home run all of last year at AA.
He'll be up in New York, right?
Binghamton, he was a Rumble pony. 3-2 with 2 on, 1 out, and a 1-run game in the 7th. Slow roller, easy play for Freeze. 2 outs. The runners move up. Now let's go back to our studios, check in with Rob King with a game break. Almost like Don Newcomb. You hear that name and you hear no hitter. Not surprised. So they will forfeit the use of Wheeler for the rest of the game and take the bat out of Conforto's hands. I'd rather see Ahmed Rosario.
And
that makes sense to me.
Yeah. See what Clint went back to the phones again. Not making the change.
First guessing here, I don't have a good read on whether. I think I'd probably stick with Musgrove here.
Yeah.
Now there was a situation a couple of starts ago. There's a strike against the Brewers where he was pitching into the 8th. The bases were loaded. It was a tie game. And it just and he had never thrown that many pitches in a game, but it looked it. I mean, it really looked like he was on fumes. And you know, Hurdle stayed in with him, and that didn't work out.
He's pitched very well today. He's only has 88 pitches.
I agree. This is a different scenario, in my opinion. First guessing. And Rodriguez has it, and Musgrove gets the out. So Musgrove gets out of the bases loaded situation, keeps it a 1-run game here at the stretch. And you know he loves
I want to say
hi, my name is Scott Smith. I'm here in Altoona at the Miracle League of Blair County, and I just wanted to say thank you to
Hi, my name is Paula Lieb, and I am here with the Miracle League of Indiana County, and we just want to say thank you, Pirates Charity!
yeah.
thank you, Pirate Charity. Way to go!
And thank you for supporting Miracle League through Pirates Charities. Pirates trail 1-0. Joe Musgrove getting out of that bases loaded jam in the top half. And we still have a limited number of this year's home run and grand slam backpacks available for sale. For $250, you get a bag that has a lot of unique items exclusive to the backpack, like some signed baseballs, game tickets, a Clemente figurine, a replica bullpen car, so much more. $700 gets you the grand slam backpack that includes all those things, plus a jersey signed by the player of your choice. Go to pirates.com/PCN if you'd like to help Pirates Charities, help Miracle League. So Seth Lugo is on after the Mets elected to pinch hit for Wheeler. Conforto was intentionally walked, and Lugo, who's been the best of what's been a very rough road for the Mets bullpen. Lugo's been the one guy that's kind of held the fort down as a swing guy.
Got good stuff. They don't have the closer anymore. Traded him.
Yeah, Familia to Oakland, and Lugo, who has been in the rotation for parts of this season. ERA under 2 as a reliever since May began. But after that, it has not gone easy. The Mets pen over the last 2 months or so an ERA close to 6. So no matter who's come in, it has been a rocky road, and we saw that, a couple of nights ago, tie game. Peterson came on, and a few pitches later, the game's over.
Well, let's hope that happens again.
Yeah, they've been thinned out by trade, injury.
Beat the bullpen.
Yeah. That's why I thought that was such a pivotal time in the game. It was almost better that you don't get Guillorme to ground into an inning-ending double play there. You bring up the pitcher spot and make Mickey Callaway make a decision there.
Yeah, but then you take a risk of them going up 3-0.
Well, no doubt. No doubt.
Another one of those compromises you got to make.
Well, that's all in hindsight, of course.
To get Wheeler out of the game, you got to set them up for a big inning. It worked out.
Yeah, the intentional pass to Conforto, that was a no-doubter.
Yeah, once they had second and third, then you might as well load the bases at that point.
Being able to take the bat out of his hands too. I mean, he's been the really most consistent bat that they've had. Really great inning strategy-wise there, and it may end up, that sequence determines the outcome of the game. If the Pirates come back to win, you look back at that inning, even though nothing came across, and that may be the difference of this game. Little flare does not drop in there. Bautista.
Nice diving catch.
Kind of caught him, but an out is an out. Look on our Allegheny Health Network Super Bowl. Well, with 2 outs and the bases empty, that will be it for Musgrove as Jose Osuna will pinch hit. Musgrove, another 7-inning outing. 5 hits, 1 run. Crick and Rodriguez, depending on the score. Someone will pitch next inning, and it won't be Musgrove. Musgrove right now in line for a tough luck loss. The Pirates can still get him a win if they could score a pair and then hold it. They'd have to score 2 in this inning, though. Osuna also just recalled. Has been up and down throughout the year. 180 with the Pirates, but hitting over 300 at AAA with 40 runs batted in. Can Lugo get there? He will. And Lugo issues a 1-2-3 7. Still a 1-0 ball game as we go to the 8th.
No, he doesn't. He was fantastic. I mean, my favorite part, I think, is just his command and his efficiency in this game, and making all the pitches at the perfect spot. And I've learned in the short time that we've seen him this year that that's really the difference. When he's dominating games is when he can really just place that ball where he wants to, and he had that this afternoon. The fastball and the cutter, those two pitches, when he commands those the way he did today, he's tough to score on.
And same with this guy.
He's tough to put in play. 53 strikeouts in 41 innings.
This is the best move from the minor league free agency that the Pirates have had in some time. I mean, you think about
anybody has had.
Yeah, you pick up a guy off the scrap heap with just what 4 or 5 games of big league experience from the Orioles last September. He was outrighted by the Orioles during September when the rosters were expanded. He still doesn't know why. And Pirates pick him up, bring him into spring training. Doesn't make the team, and then gets called up shortly thereafter. And boy, he's been a big part.
Sometimes an organization will sour on you for whatever reason, and you just need to go somewhere else. And that's probably the case here.
He's no spring chicken either. Only Ivan Nova, the only older pitcher on the Pirates pitching staff. He's 28. The Pirates have a young pitching staff, but getting his first extended time in the major leagues.
And that's one of the things too that play into organizations' feelings about somebody. That there's meetings where it was probably said, well, he's too old. He is who he's going to be, and that's going to be it.
What was strange is he's always had success in the minor leagues, in AA and in AAA, right? The upper minors. And in his career, in 290 innings, I mean that's enough to prove yourself by an ERA of 2.5 and a low walk rate. So it's okay. Well, what's he doing? Is he throwing 72-mile-an-hour slow balls and everyone swinging them? No, he's a legitimate major league pitcher. But now, how does that play? Is he a fringe pitcher? Well, you give him a try and see. Well, he's been more than that. A rare walk.
And the sprint down to the bag again.
Nimmo aboard here in the 8th inning. I think as part of Hall of Fame weekend, we think of Jim Thome for the home runs, of course. He also was good at drawing the walk, but 612 home runs for Thome, part of the Hall of Fame class of 2018. 5-time All-Star, 22 years in the major leagues. Induction ceremonies going on in Cooperstown. Nimmo, who has tried to run today, aboard for Flores. Lone run coming across. Zach Wheeler, the Mets starting pitcher, doubling in. Luis Guillorme with 2 outs in the 5th inning. That is the first out as Flores is 0 for 4.
You think about it, Zach Wheeler knocked in the only run of this ball game and then got pinch hit for it.
By a guy that got intentionally walked. Now Bautista. Yeah, what if they leave Wheeler in, which is probably not the percentage play.
And he hits another double.
Yeah, I mean, because they're going to pitch to him, they're not going to walk Wheeler, right? As they did Conforto. I mean, it's a fascinating decision. Callaway would have been taking a risk to keep his pitcher in, which probably was.
What did he end up with? He had 90 some pitches, though, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he was at 89. 89.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, he made the percentage play.
He's probably going to get one more inning out of him at most.
Right.
So
but considering the Mets bullpen, that was probably at least a consideration for him. So fascinating,
The inning might be very important.
Yeah. Here's a chance to get maybe a second and third run, as the Pirates did last night. It was a 1-0 game through 6. They were able to tack on a couple in the later innings and then a couple more, and that's what made it feel comfortable late. The Mets so far have not been able to do that after that sequence in the 7th, and now trying to here against the Pirates pen in the 8th. That ticked something.
I don't know if it hit the bat or.
It's said to have hit Joey Bats.
Yeah.
So ruled as a hit by pitch by Dan Bellino. Sounded like it hit him, the bat, and then went to the back.
I don't think Diaz was sure if it hit the bat.
I thought I heard 2 ticks. But I think it hit him first and then maybe skimmed the bat. Let's look up and in. Oh, it hit
I don't know. Did it hit anything? Because watch Diaz. He went after this like he thought it was a wild pitch.
I think it hit off of Diaz's glove.
Yeah, it hit his glove. And well, I don't know.
I think it ticked the top part of Bautista's hands.
I was just going by Diaz's reaction afterwards. He went.
Hear the 2 ticks?
Yeah, it definitely hurt it. Yeah.
So I think it hit the top. Yeah, that's what it did. It hit the top part of Bautista's hands and then the top part of
the glove.
Diaz's glove.
Had to be hit.
Usually when you hear 2 ticks, it might be like, hand bat and then goes to the backstop or something like that. If it hits your hands on the bat, your hands are part of the arm, not part of the bat. 2 on with 1 out for McNeil. And that hit him in the leg. Wow, back-to-back hit batters after a leadoff walk, and now the Mets have the bases loaded. Pirates will at least consider checking on this. Look at his back foot. That's a back foot slider.
Yeah, literally. Right on the toe.
Well, did he attempt to get out of the way? They don't enforce that much. So, and on a breaking pitch, it's hard to get out of the way anyway. So the conference here, Jackson's coming up. He has not been retired today. And his first start with the Mets, 2 singles and a walk. So we saw the game kind of sneak away from the Mets yesterday. They were the ones trailing. Pirates can't afford to fall behind much further here in the 8th. Getting started with Nimmo drawing the walk. A rare walk by Rodriguez. Bautista was just hit. And on the second pitch of McNeil's at bat, he was struck with the pitch. Pirates got out of a 2-out bases loaded situation last inning. Now with 1 out, Jackson bats. Runs decently. Grounded to 4 double plays with the Giants. He got a strike call on that. If they can, they'll come home first. Infield generally playing in a spot where they can get a force. Nimmo runs pretty well at third. And part of the way in most of the spots. And foul ground. There's the second out. That's a big second out by Richard Rodriguez. Well, he's been so good with inherited runners, and now he inherits his own runners in this situation.
Pretend he just came into the game. Maybe he didn't feel comfortable unless he gets a couple guys on the back out there.
He's just used to that, right?
He needs the stress.
Now he's got Kevin Plawecki, the Mets catcher, who's 1 for 3 today. Good first strike. That's what he's been really good at too, Rodriguez. That first pitch strike. He's one of the best in baseball this year at doing that for a reliever. To have it start your way with a quality strike. Weekly hit again to first. And Freese snares that. So with the bases full, a couple of foul outs to first, and Rodriguez gets out of hot water. Adam Frazier, Georgia native, who grew up an Atlanta Braves fan, and his favorite player was Chipper Jones, who was inducted into baseball's Hall of Fame today. Congratulations to Larry Wayne Jones. They picked him over Todd Van Poppel, did the Braves. Van Poppel was the presumptive #1 pick back in '90, and they said, no, we like this guy. And native of DeLand, Florida, through with a solid career, one of the best switch hitters of all time.
Yeah, you go down to Atlanta and you look at all those division titles that they've won. You know, they got them, you know, up on where everybody can see, and the first thing that it comes to your mind is that great pitching that they always had. But how many of those do they win if they don't have Chipper Jones?
Starling Marte starts a new hitting streak. One out single to try to get that equalizer across.
It's one of those guys when the word ball player gets thrown around. He's the type of player that comes to mind. The grittiness, the defensive ability, the hitting with power from both sides of the plate. He had it all.
Yeah, Frazier loved those Braves teams, of course. From tiny Bishop, Georgia. Now Gregory Polanco. He has not stopped hitting. He has a hit in 6 consecutive plate appearances now. 3 more today. 8 for 15 in the series. One swing of the bat could give the Pirates their first lead of the day.
You got to figure that Marte is going to get himself to second base. That's been quite a theme for the Pirates. Marte the best at that.
And a strike. Polanco has seen Seth Lugo 3 times and has homered. He's 2 for 3 lifetime against the Mets reliever. And you know, Marte, the league leader in steals, got to give the Pirates an extra RBI chance here. He's going. Pitch is strike 2. The throw on time, and they got him.
I don't know.
That's the call, at least. It was a close play.
Yeah, it was.
And this could be another pivotal part. Now Marte thinks he's out. And the Pirates are going to challenge. The Pirates are going to challenge this. You know, it's such a.
It's late in the game, pivotal moment, and it's close.
You know, if this gets overturned, then that's a big swing. I don't know.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to change it.
Yeah,
is what it looks
if the
like.
call was safe, then would you change it to out? The tag is there, and it looks like the tip of his glove is still a ½ inch away, maybe a ¼ inch away.
It doesn't look promising for the Pirates, but I'm with you. Why not?
But he didn't have his did he? Maybe it was on the other hand.
Did not have the mitt on.
Didn't have the mitt on. The mitt's good for another couple inches, isn't it?
Call is confirmed. And so Marte caught stealing.
If he had had the mitt on that hand, I think he's going to be safe. Watch for the tag. There's the tag, and man, ½ inch. That was all.
Caught stealing for the 7th time this season. Plawecki throws down to get him, and now with the bases empty, Polanco strikes out to end the inning. The Pirates gone in the 8th, just like that. It's still 1-0 New York. by T-Mobile. And for the Pirates, not being able to get much done against Zach Wheeler today.
No, he had the power stuff going, that was for sure. See that fastball that was 97, 98 at times. And then he gets up and knocks in the only run of the ball game with that double off the fence.
His kind of day. But because the Pirates have been able to get out of a couple of bases loaded situations the last 2 innings, they've kept it at a 1-0 game on our UPMC scoreboard. So if they can limit the Mets one more time, one swing of the bat can tie it in the bottom half.
It'll be Felipe Vasquez asked to come in and hold the fort. Pirates an opportunity to come back in the ninth.
And Moran has the first out. Here's a look at today's attendance presented by Cricket. 23,749. I'm trying to figure out what is going to be the outcome of this tight game. Will the Pirates win the series or settle for the split against these visiting Mets? Phillip Evans pinch hitting. And that is a ball. Called back up this week. Now 1-1. He has been a nightmare for opposing hitters.
Yes, he has. Season started. It was a little off with that velocity, but he was able to pick it up a couple months into the year, and he has been untouchable. Strikeouts are way up there again.
Even though the Pirates are trailing, this is a key situation. We saw in Cleveland in the finale on Wednesday. He came in, the Pirates were down 2-0. He came in the ninth and allowed a 2-run home run to a left-handed batter, which is so unusual. Yeah, second time in his career. Yonder Alonso making it a 4-0 lead, basically putting the Pirates out of it. So this is kind of not as crucial as preserving a 1-run lead, but still needing a 0. And the Pirates pen has been very reliable in keeping games close on either side of the coin. The All-Star ready. 98 down the middle. Still not easy to square up.
Yeah, he's a lot more than just a good fastball. So you can't just sell out to that pitch. Some guys, that's all they got. They're a hard thrower. You sell out to the fastball and that's it. But he's got the slider, the curveball, and the changeup. When he's throwing that well, that really can mess you up when you're expecting, or at least having to defend against a 97 to 101 mile-an-hour fastball, and then he drops that changeup on you. That could be a nightmare.
He threw one and he could not corral it, so he's sticking with the fastball here. Evans proving to be late on it. And a quick pitch him, and that's a 1-out walk. Now the changeup can be a closer's best friend, and there's no better example of that than Trevor Hoffman, also inducted into baseball's Hall of Fame today.
You know, there's times where your changeup doesn't work quite as well when you start to lose a little steam off that fastball. Hoffman somehow was able to defeat that. You know, his fastball, it was pretty darn good back in his Florida days. But as the years went by, he lost a lot of velocity off that fastball, but the changeup was always a devastating pitch for him, no matter what. He could tell you, I'm going to throw you 3 in a row, and hitters would still strike out swinging at all 3 of them. The changeup was that good, and that's why he put up those numbers all those years.
Now Vasquez behind 2-0 to Ahmed Rosario. With Nimmo due to follow, so the top of the Mets order here. Nothing to take for granted.
No, if they got a bat and it's the big leagues, don't take them for granted. They can do damage no matter what the names are on the back or how much experience they have or don't have.
There's a strike. Pirates in their half of the ninth have Moran, Freese, and Diaz scheduled. Lugo has given him 2 scoreless on 16 pitches for the Mets. This is Trevor Hoffman, inducted into baseball's Hall of Fame today. A shortstop in the Reds system. Couldn't quite hit enough, so he decided, or they decided, that he should pitch. Yeah. Bulk of his career in San Diego. Finished up with Milwaukee in that Central winning 11 season. There's another strike. And Rosario is the second out.
He's trying to look at the scoreboard. Want to know if there was a replay. Must not have thought that pitch was a strike. It was on the edge.
Now the Mets do have activity in their bullpen. Anthony Swarzak looks like they would try to use in the save situation. I was wondering if they would keep Lugo for a 3rd inning since he's only thrown 16 pitches, but Swarzak has gotten the call sometimes since the trade of Familia. He's not automatic. Imperative to keep it at a run. I mean, if you think about, just odds, for instance, I mean, Swarzak's ERA is 6.63. The odds are pretty close to averaging a run an inning. So, I mean, you get a better chance than not of scoring an inning, or scoring in an inning.
I was looking at some of the matchup numbers. Nobody's really got a whole lot of at bats against Swarzak.
A lot of American League time for him.
Yeah, well, not as familiar with him.
Well, they've, I'm sure, done their jurisprudence, and that's not the right way to use that phrase. Hard to get that name worked into stuff, but you did a good job. And 2-1 here on Nimmo. 18 pitch inning for Vasquez. Trying to keep it a 1-0 game. Now 3-1. Vasquez threw 19 pitches on Friday. Did not pitch yesterday. That's where the Pirates adding on that 5th run, especially. I think he might have pitched if it was 4-0 last night, even though it wasn't a save opportunity. Certainly once they got to 5, though, they turned to Rodriguez, allowing Vasquez to be a little more fresh today. Comes back in with one.
Right down the pipe with that one.
Evans will be on the move with the pitch. Trying to get the lefty batting Nimmo. He struck him out.
Powered right by him.
And now the Pirates need a run. Moran will lead it off. Freeze and Diaz due to follow in the 9th. Time in this series. First things first, next things next. On Tuesday, the Pirates will host the Cubs. It'll be Jamison Tyone taking on John Lester. And we'll have Pirates pregame presented by WB Mason beginning at 6:30 right here on AT&T Sportsnet. Chance to gain ground on the division leaders, but chance to take this series and hoist the colors. They need at least a run, and they'll try to do that against Anthony Swarzak.
There's the numbers for Swarzak. Not all that good. 10 walks and 19 innings. 5 home runs in 19 innings. Opponent batting average of .320. Both lefties and righties are getting a lot of hits off of him. So, hey, let's go to work.
Got the rally caps on. Let's go. Moran had the first RBI of the game yesterday. Pirates shut out the Mets yesterday. Mets trying to return the favor. Swarzak has struggled since missing 2 months with injury this year. Glove on the hat. Whatever it takes.
Going to take maybe a base on balls, a couple of hits, and then a double.
Sure. Sean Newcomb's no-hit try done after Getting the first 26 outs. Chris Taylor with a base hit with 2 outs in the 9th. Spoiling the young Braves pitcher's bid. And Moran strikes out on that upstairs fastball.
Yeah, worked him upstairs very effectively there.
There it is.
8 2/3.
Well, if the Dodgers can break up a no-hitter, Pirates can break up a shutout. When's the last time David Freese came up with a big hit? Oh, I remember. That was some Friday night fireworks. A day early. All 5 RBIs. Over in the game winner. Swarzak has had a handful of saves throughout his career. Two with this year's Mets, a couple last year, one with the White Sox and one with Milwaukee. Wanted to see the Buccos take another series. Getting a call there to swing the count in Swarzak's favor. Hits it hard, but right, and McNeil. And the Pirates are down to their last out.
Freese did his job. He got up there and got the head of the bat to it, hit a line drive. There was somebody standing right there. Atom ball.
Pirates have any magic left? One swing of the bat can still tie it. Elias Diaz 0 for 3 today. If he can get aboard, Austin Meadows is on deck. Pirates out hitting the Mets 6-5. Mets stringing together 3 hits in the 5th inning. A double by Zach Wheeler, the Mets starting pitcher, driving in the lone run, at least for now. It's bringing home Luis Guillorme, who's guarding the line at 3rd. Trying to take away an extra base hit from Diaz. And that memorable June 2nd game a year ago where he homered and drove in 6, accounting for most of his career success against New York. Big slider, and now the Pirates down to their final strike.
You do look at Swarzak's numbers and then look at his stuff and you wonder, how's he been giving up all these hits
and walks?
Good live arm, throwing strikes.
And that is how it'll end on that borderline strike. The Pirates get shut out after dealing one yesterday. The Mets return the favor, and Zach Wheeler beats Joe Musgrove in a pitching duel with his arm and with his bat.
Yeah, you only need one word to tell you how the game went. Wheeler, he was everything. I mean, you can say also that we didn't ever really kind of knock him out of the game. They took him out for a pinch hitter. And, I mean, he was just dominant and knocked in the only run that anybody saw the entire afternoon. What a performance.
And so the Mets will salvage a split of the series. And a lot to talk about in this one. So let's send it out to Rob and Michael.
Joe and Bob, thanks very much. I don't want to sound too Pollyannish here, but look, when you have an 11-game winning streak, you're going to come to earth. The matter is, how many are you going to lose, right, when you come back? You don't want to lose 4 out of 7 or whatever. They split here, and it gives them a chance to regroup maybe and get some really important games in Chicago and St. Louis coming up. Obviously, you'd have loved to have won today, but the sky's not falling as I look outside yet after this loss either.
No, and Kinger, they've given up 1 run in 18 innings. Joe Musgrove was outstanding today. Just Wheeler he was the Hulk today. I mean, they did the bobblehead today. He was an Avenger. He came out, threw great, hit the ball well, double, got the only RBI. The guy was magnificent through and through, and that was the only thing that was going to really slow down the Buccos and Joe Musgrove today.
Yeah, they put themselves in position to at least be talking about the trade deadline. And like we promised earlier, it's our Miller Lite hold true moment, and it is the work of Zach Wheeler, both on the mound and, as you mentioned, at the plate. He goes 6 shutout innings, struck out 7, allowed only 5 hits and 1 walk. Showed that great arm, why he is a coveted guy at the trade deadline for so many teams. Whether the Mets move or not remains to be seen. And then Wheeler, who's a pretty good hitter too, has a batting average of .229 after that double that drove in the only run of the game, as the Pirates and Mets split this 4-game series. The Mets winning today by the final score of 1-0. Coming up on Pirates postgame presented by the Allegheny Health Network, we'll talk a little bit more about Zach Wheeler, also the excellent work of Joe Musgrove. How about some injury updates for Corey Dickerson and Josh Bell? We have those, and the no-hit bid in Atlanta between the Braves and Dodgers. Highlights from around the league and more coming up next.